Moving to our first news topic. This is interesting to say the least. This is in the horror world. This is the equivalent of the mega powers uniting, so to speak, of the powerful Jays teaming up. But I'm also kind of confused by this. So Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse, is teaming up with James Wan, and they're going to be combining their own basically their own horror companies with Blumhouse and James Wan with Atomic Monster. I like both of these guys. I think James Wan has this really good niche of horror movies that he does well. Jason Blum is awesome as a producer. Not every Blumhouse movie is awesome, but by and large,
No.
he's honestly, I think, the best producer working today in terms of hyping up his own movies, giving his people, hey, here's your budget. I'll do everything in my power to triple the box office of your budget because I'm a hype machine, but also I'll give you a low budget. So it's very low risk type of thing for Blumhouse. I really like the Blumhouse model. It gives creativity for people. And Blumhouse is my biggest factor in all this. Why? And I'm not saying that in a negative way. But James Wan's Atomic Monster now gets the we're going to stick with the wrestling terminology here. James Wan's Atomic Monster gets the rub, so to speak. They're teamed up with the guy
Yeah.
with the bigger name on the card, so to speak. But what does Blumhouse get out of this partnership? Yeah, this is a cool partnership that I'm sure will extend to like movies and TV and whatever else. It's great to have James Wan in the corner of Blumhouse. But if I'm Atomic Monster, I don't know what this kind of how this benefits Blumhouse more than any other partnership. I think this is great, but I'm not like jumping and screaming from the top of rooftops or anything like I would be for some news that we'll talk about in the discussion. I just think this is an interesting move nonetheless. Josh, what do you think about Blumhouse and Atomic Monster basically becoming one monster, one
Yeah.
monster studio?
I mean, I think you're kind of. I love Blumhouse, and I love James Wan, and I do think they're on a certain level. You're kind of skirting Atomic Monster's accomplishments under the rug just a little bit. I mean, because they're responsible for like Annabelle creation. They're Lights Out. So
That's
you
fair.
know
That's fair.
so they bring a lot to the table as far as like modern absolute hits when it comes to horror movies, much like Blumhouse does. um I do think this is like I guess to me I am excited in the sense of like, okay, cool, so this we have two massive horror studios that are now going to be like under one roof. I mean, just like having James Wan do a Blumhouse style horror movie sounds super interesting to me. And so I get, to me, I'm seeing it as an absolute win. I see it as like a bunch of people who are like, hey, I'd like working with this dude, or I want to work with this dude. What a better way than to bring him under my roof so we can all create something together. I think to me, absolute win. I'm with you in that, like, I'm not like, whoa, this is crazy, because like at the same time, I don't think that really either studio, quote unquote, needs it.
Yeah, that's where I was more
That's what I'm
kind of
confused about.
confused because this kind of felt like cool, weird timing, but in this age of like mass absorptions and mergers and everything else, I guess this makes sense. And with horror being the hot commodity that it is right now, they're just like, by our powers combined or whatever else. In which case, which one is Zan and which one's Jaina?
Yeah,
If these are the Wonder Twins and which one's the monkey here? Oh yeah, it's the guy
it's
that
me.
used to
I'm the
run HBO
monkey.
Max, which makes me very curious about this. Both of these guys, I don't know if this new company will have like an exclusivity clause to any particular studio because they both work with different people. But by and large, I think Blumhouse, Universal, James Wan, Warner Brothers. I know they've worked with other stuff. Blumhouse has done stuff with like Amazon Prime or something for the, like those multi days of Blumhouse or whatever. Or is that Shutter? But I think of them as like they work for two separate guys, but they've freelanced. So does this mean they're gonna combine into Atomic Blumhouse and then they can be like contractors for other Studios? I'm curious how that will play out.
I literally was sitting there going like, man, what would that studio sound like? But Atomic Blumhouse sounds so cool. I can't even like, that is such a cool name for a studio. Are you kidding me? Like now produced by Atomic Blumhouse, presenting The Nun 28 or something. I don't know. Like it just like, that's automatically way cooler
It just
than
starts with a
just
mushroom
Blumhouse.
cloud at the beginning of the Blumhouse logo.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Your enjoyment in this film will be atomic. I don't know, something stupid. But like it's I'm with you though. Like I don't understand the why because I don't think either one really needs it. But like at this that I'm still excited nevertheless. It'd be like if A24 got in on this, dude. Let's go.